Now, can the judiciary serve as a neutral arbiter when it finds itself caught between the legislature and the executive? The Chief Judge of Rivers State, Chibuzo Amadi, has declined to constitute a 7-member investigative panel to probe allegations of gross misconduct against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu. In a letter dated January 20, 2026, addressed to the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, the Chief Judge cited subsisting court orders restraining him from taking such action. Amadi acknowledged receipt of 2 separate requests from the legislature seeking the appointment of an investigative panel under Section 188, subsection 5 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. However, he said he was constrained from acting due to interim injunctions issued by the Rivers State High Court on the 16th of January 2026 in 2 separate suits filed by the governor and deputy governor against the Speaker and members of the Assembly. The Chief Judge further warned that acting in defiance of the injunctions could invalidate the entire process. I mean, BK, your reaction to this story first.
Yeah. The Chief Judge has done the right thing. I will never support the idea of going against a court order.
Okay.
As I've said before, no matter how bad an order is, once that order is made by a court of competent jurisdiction, you must obey it.
Okay.
You must obey it until you are able to get a superior court to set it aside. This is the principle. And this was the point that I made when the EFCC were desperate to arrest Yabelo, even though he had 2 restraining orders. And I said, no, you can't do this. Of course, some people were saying all kinds of things. Oh, it's because he gave his father first-class traditional title. My father was eminently qualified for it. Even his own students, 10 of his students are first-class traditional rulers in Kogi State today. So what are we talking about? Do the people have first-class traditional title? Do they have 2 heads? So but people, they just look at sentiments. Oh, because they don't like Yabelo, they wanted court order to be violated. And Yabelo, aware of his rights, refused to submit himself for arrest because he knew he had 2 valid orders. And his argument was, if Kwankwaso got a restraining order and you didn't go to pick him, why me? And it was a valid argument. If we want to speak on the side of the truth, and we are not interested in sentiment, Babajide told you, this is the way I relate with issues. The Chief Judge of Rivers State had restraining orders from 2 different suits, you know, filed by the governor, his deputy. And on January 16, those orders were issued. He cannot legally go against those orders until they've been set aside. This is the law. This is the principle. This is the right thing. Those who go against the law, knowing that there's a restraining order, you now go and take another action. You are doing something illegal. You are doing something illegal. So I do not see anything wrong in what the CJ has done. What they can do is to go and get a superior court to invalidate. That was what the EFCC eventually did. What I was saying, that some Nigerians who on their part is only biased, those biased, they don't have a single straight bone of what's it called, of not just truthfulness, but even-handedness in their body. You must know that when it comes to analyzing legal issues, you must stay unbiased.
Put emotions aside.
Put your emotions aside. The court, the law is not interested in your emotions. You can keep crying. The law is not interested. By the time they vacated those orders that Yabelo had. By himself, he stepped forward. He said, come and arrest me. Because he no longer had the legal basis to evade arrest. So this is the point. We are in the same situation now. With the restraining order, you can't move. The judge can't move. He's a judge. He knows what the law says.
I mean, do you agree with the CJ here? Some might even say maybe it's a government. Maybe the governor used it to buy time.
I know it's going to go this way because who appointed the CJ, for instance? Please, can you remember?
The governor recommends.
So I look at Reverse Crisis like a badly scripted reality show, you know, that has refused to end. In the first place, it's not supposed to end, you know, to be aired, but it's been aired now, and they're finding it very difficult to end it, because every week, rivers, and in the midst of all this, you know, attention are not even paid to the people of Rivers. It's stunting development. For me, that's the primary, you know, that's what I'm looking at. Not about individuals who are making it impossible, because anytime we talk about Rivers, we're talking about two individuals here. We're not talking about people of Rivers State. And everybody has a voice on issues that borders on estates in Rivers State, you know, and Rivers State. And what, by next year, 4 years is gone. Can you say the governor has been focused? Can you say he has brought development to the people?
Distracted.
Because a lot of distraction here and there. So the issue of judiciary, legislature, and even the executive, the role they are all playing, I'm not interested. I'm more interested in the lives of the people of Rivers State, people who voted for shift. Politicians are preparing now for election for 2027. Before the end of this year, of course, nobody is going to talk about, I'm going to provide roads, water, electricity, or shelter. I've been doing that for 4 years. Because some people feel, you know, it's either this state or nothing else.
But now that the judge has declined to set up this panel based on this injunction, what is left for the assembly members?
They have to wait.
They have to wait go to a higher court?
Anyhow, any step, but in the interim, there's a stop there. In the interim, there's a halt. So there's nothing they can do, except they want to break the law or go against it. That is what I'm saying. And that's because they are sitting down as, okay, we are going to do it this way. Okay, we know this, and the CJ is going to take this. Well, so in doing that, nobody is looking at about the people who dominate the states. You know, their life depends on how the state, the direction the state goes. Because of course, you don't expect the state assembly to sit down and say, we're not good. They are doing something, and I can assure you that by tomorrow, they're coming out to say, this is what I'm going to do. Not what, but that's not what we're going to give to the people of the state to better their lives. Not about providing roads, not about providing electricity, not about providing housing, good health care. Nobody is talking about that.
All right, then. We need to go on this quick break. When we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away.
Whenever man pikin get pain for back, I dey collect 2 tablets of Panadol Extra sharp for make tough pain comot sharp. Like pain for head, teeth, muscle, and pain don finally comot for my body oh. Try Panadol Extra.
All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. You know, Biko, Tony, why just said the distraction.
Yes, that's why we are embarrassed about the nonsense going on in Rivers State. By now, this whole issue should have been put to bed. I mean, what is it? What is it? Rivers State is not the only state in Nigeria. Why are a few politicians in Rivers State led by Nyesom Wike, eating up the polity. Why? Why? Why can't they find a middle ground? Why? But going back to what we were saying about the courts, once we have a restraining order like this, you have to set it aside. That was what the FCC eventually did. So the court orders barred the chief judge from receiving, processing, considering, or acting on any impeachment-related request or communication from the House of Assembly pending the determination of the case. So it's constitutionalism that we are talking about here. All authorities are duty-bound to obey the order of a court. You may not like it. The order may be obnoxious. But once a court of competent jurisdiction has handed down an order, you are obligated to obey it. You are duty-bound to obey it. It's right in law. This is the thing. And the consequences are usually dire for those who disobey court order and resort to self-help. The chief judge now, the beauty of our democracy is the judiciary has its role to play, the executive has its role,
Separation of powers.
and the legislature has its role. To impeach a governor, the assembly will send a notice indicating that he has committed, gross misconduct, violated the law, abused his office. After that, they will then call the CJ to set up a panel to look into those allegations. If the CJ's panel dismisses the allegations and says, oh, these are wishy-washy allegations, shilly-shally allegations, it ends there.
It ends there.
It ends there. You can't go ahead to impeach. This was what happened to Tanko Almakura, who was governor of Nasarawa.
Okay.
The House then, Almakura was of the CPC. He was their sole governor. The House was dominated by the PDP. But they couldn't get Almakura out of the way, despite having overwhelming numbers, because the chief judge's panel stopped them in their tracks. So, and that was why in Ekiti State, as a historian, I would never fail to mention this, as we were also informing our people, especially the uninformed.
Okay.
In Ekiti State in 2006, when they wanted to impeach Fayose, they suspended the CJ because they suspected that the CJ would not do their bidding.
Stop. Oh, okay.
After suspending the CJ, they appointed their own CJ. Politicians are among the most reckless people I've ever seen. You are in the legislature, you had the cheek to suspend a CJ.
Appoint your own.
And appointed your own that will do your bidding. That person who did their bidding will never try that kind of thing again. Because he was put in the cooler by the NJC for at least 10 years.
Oh, he
will never make that mistake again. And that was why when the dancing governor wanted to play the same trick in Osun, the person who was next to the CJ said,
no.
That one refused to cooperate.
Because he knows the consequence.
What happened in Ekiti will have happened to him. So, and after that, the Supreme Court ruled that Fayose was never impeached because the panel set up to investigate him was deemed illegal because it was not set up by the CJ.
The CJ.
And that was when Fayose was able to contest again in under 10 years. And he defeated Fayemi in all local governments in the state. He won every local government. He won with an audacious margin. So he is not known to have been impeached. They may have removed him illegally,
Yes.
but by the records,
The record, it won't show
the
that he was
records
impeached.
do not show that he was impeached. And that was why he was. In fact, when he was sued that he was impeached and so he shouldn't have returned to contest, the ground was easily dismissed by the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court said, no, the panel that sat on this matter was an illegal one.
panel.
You can't build something on nothing. So those pushing, now that the judge should accept it, they must realize that there's an order that the CJ of Rivers would not want to go against. If he goes against it, whatever results from there,
Yes.
is null and void and of no effect whatsoever. So this is the situation. You cannot build something on nothing. If there's an order of the court, find a way to set it aside. The same way the EFCC set aside the restraining orders that Yabelo had. Are they not proceeding with the court case now? So first things first, do the right thing first.
Do the right thing first.
Once you've done the right thing, you can then proceed. And I can see that that's the way to go. You cannot, this judge now, this one does not even look like somebody who will break that rule. He won't.
So for people who say that the judge should have used his discretion,
It's not
you know,
possible.
by putting and just going ahead with the panel.
It's not possible.
It is not.
possible.
It is not
They
possible.
let them do the right thing. You know, you can't. It's not possible. What do you expect them to do now? They should just wait. You know. See, in this chaos, we don't need it. We don't need it. The court has spoken. So he wanted the judge to disobey. I don't get it. If he had gone ahead, that's disobedient to the court order. He says, no, let's do it this. Let them do what. Just
But what is the implication
No,
if you had
he
gone
said
ahead?
something. There
What
are
is the
implications now. We said you're saying you should disobey. That's the implication.
That's
Disobeying the court.
abuse his office.
That's
It's
an abuse of office, and then
office.
disobeying a court order. Do the right thing. Why are we in a hurry? Why do you want to impeach a governor and a deputy?
What is the
Why do you
offense
want
of
to
the
impeach?
deputy?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
That's
Why do you want
another
to
question.
impeach- yeah,
What
What is the offense of the
deputy?
deputy?
Why do you want to impeach the deputy?
It was the same thing that happened in Ekiti. Abiodun Olujimi committed no offense, yet they said he must impeach because
For a reason.
somebody who was speaker
You will take over.
wanted to be governor.
It's simple.
As simple as that.
It's
What was Abiodun Olujimi's offense?
The deputy is
At
just
that time.
acting, you know, on the orders of the governor. So why do you
What
want to
is Odu's offense now in this case?
Let's be
Nothing.
realistic. Let's
Somebody
be
that you
realistic.
hardly even hear of her.
Exactly. You know,
What is
it's
the-
for a
what-
purpose, and that spoils the whole thing, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, fingers crossed. Okay, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Three fingers.
Fingers crossed. All right, gentlemen, your parting thought on this. Maybe a final one. Should the president still intervene on this matter?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
They are his boys. As we
They are
said
his
earlier,
boys.
yes,
He should.
The two of them are his boys. Let
Making
him,
it the third time.
Yes, let
He
him
should
call his
definitely-
boys.
Let
to
him
me.
call his
So
boys to
he
order.
must intervene.
He should.
Yeah, best, because the major actor works with him.
All right, gentlemen, it's a fine place for us to leave it. Thank you so much, Tony Waje. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thank you so much.
BKO, thank you so much for having
Thank
this
you.
conversation with us. And that's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. Yes, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.